Hello and welcome to Glee TV. And with me this morning I have Martin from Westland, who's a really happy guy because he's just won the Best in Show award at the Glee New Products Awards for the amazing Flow Pro Can, which the judges were just blown away at. In the end it was decided to be the winner. It won the category for garden tools and machinery, yeah. And then was announced as best of show. But Martin, what intrigues me is the story of the R&D behind getting to this product.
So it's really a genuine consumer-driven innovation project where we take a look at the issues that people have in their garden and just really study the problems that they have. And you would think that because watering cans have been around since forever, a lot of those problems would have been ironed out. But when you actually take a really close look at what people are doing, they are actually struggling quite a lot with their watering cans. And the number one that we found is that generally your tap is not particularly accessible in the garden. So to actually reach the tap for a start can be a bit of a hurdle. But then also your tap is not almost the most reliable of device for turning on off, can be a bit stiff. So that makes you think, is there an easier way to do it? And the other issue really is in terms of the weight of the water. So whilst you're filling, a typical can is 10 litres. So you've got 10 kilos that you're trying to hold under the tap whilst it's filling for maybe 30 seconds, which doesn't sound a lot perhaps. But it's cumulatively, if you're doing that 4 or 5 times a day, which a lot of people who've got many pots and plants do, it's something which becomes then quite strenuous. And if you're doing it daily, it's then like a strenuous, repetitive task that can definitely be made easier. So that's really where we started looking from, as to how do we genuinely add some innovation and drive that category a little bit differently.
Jolly good. And so what made you come up with some of the features of the Flow Pro Can particularly?
So I think the other side of, in the UK, about 90% of a garden has got an outside tap, and majority of those are colonised by quick connections from the hose pipe system. So when you watch people, they have to often unconnect the hose then to be able to fill their watering can.
Yes.
And so that was like number one. So is there an easy way we can do this, and actually using the things that are already out there on the watering systems that people have got? So that was really the idea, to then add a simple connection piece to it.
Yes.
Because you literally remove your spray gun, pop the connector on, leave it to fill. You might answer a text or do something, and then that's it. You don't have to hold it, you don't have to worry about turning the tap off.
But if you've got a no stop end,
Exactly.
a stop end on the hose, and you take it off, then you don't waste water and spill it all over the place.
And that's the other real beauty of it, and the simplicity of no mess, no wasting water.
Yeah.
People are really conscious now of wanting to make the most of every drop,
yes,
and not lose the water or make a mess on their patio.
Yeah.
So that water stop connector is absolutely ideal for that, because you don't have to turn the tap off. You just pop it on, pop it off, and then go about your business and come back and fill again.
But this is part of a bigger R&D thing at Westland. How long have the R&D team been working on a project like this?
So strangely, this one came together really quickly. There are some projects that maybe take a couple of years to come to fruition.
Yes.
But when you've got the I suppose the idea is the watering can, but it's watering can 2.0.
Yes.
It's like most of the things are in place, but then it's like so it was working with our design department about a year actually. So by the time we deliver it in January, it'll be about a year from the.
And this is all designed in-house, even to the extent you've got designers that do 3D printing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so you can mock stuff up all the while.
So this one is actually a 3D printed model.
Right.
It's just for the purpose of ironing out any issues of looking at the design.
Yes.
So this is our second version. So we did one, made a few refinements, and then also continue to improve it before you push the button then for tooling and committing to the design.
And do you use that 3D printing all the while while you're developing these kind of products now?
Well, it can be a combination. So when you get to the latter stages of a project, you commit to doing a 3D print, but actually just making the product real. So the first one that we kind of experienced the easy fill watering can was simply me taking a standard watering can, drilling a hole in the top and fitting a connector on it. So that becomes the inspiration as to,
yes, yeah.
all right, so make it real, show it to a few people.
Yes.
So we did some consumer research as well and just showed them in a clinic and so look, if it was a bit like this but more refined,
right.
Are you in or are you out?
Yes.
So it's almost like a dragon's den of consumers
yeah.
saying yes or no. And then for storage, you're just simply popping it into there, and it's really neat and compact then for in your shed.
Superb.
So it's that's the can.
Thank you, Martin, and thank you very much for watching. That's a great example of the amazing amount of R&D that's gone into gardening products here at Glee. And join us for another story about R&D of a product that's on display at Glee shortly.